Let's vibe, let's roll, let's get it. Whoa, shawty showing out, throwing on the dance floor. Fashion killer, huh? You don't give a fuck what a nigga gotta say or a bitch. Why?
Hey you guys, it's Naimahrae and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join the fam because we stay lit over here, you feels me. And if you're a returning viewer, hey, how are you guys doing on this lovely day? As you can tell by the title of this video, your girl is back with another story time. And yes, it's once again about another one of my professors who was absolutely terrible. Absolutely, positively terrible. If you guys have not seen my other story times about my professors, I will be sure to link them in the description box down below and also up there. I have 2 other story times on my channel, or at least I think I have 1. I don't know if I deleted the other one or not. Well, all that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the video. Pretty much, we're gonna call this professor Professor Lamp, okay? So Professor Lamp, when I first got to her class, you know, she broke down the class like the first day, like, you know, obviously syllabus day. She broke down the class and how it was going to be. She was like, it's not going to be a typical class. She was like, there's going to be a lot of presentations. You're going to do this. It's pretty much a class that's going to help you in your career. Like, it's going to build your career. I'm going to have you do projects that you can put on your resume and blah, 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 and et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, like, she was hyping herself up, okay? She was hyping herself up because I was like, as much as I hate presentations and as much as I could use some experience on my resume, like, if you gonna help me, like you say you're gonna help me, I'm gonna take this class, obviously, because, like, you know, like, sure, I want it to help me in my career, okay? Reason number 1 as to why I feel like she's one of the worst professors is going to start with this. A few weeks, we get into everything, you know, we're getting into everything, and it comes to, like, the resume review week, right? So pretty much she was just going to help us with our resumes, like help us review them, how to word them, et cetera, so that way, you know, we can get a job and this and that. Obviously, that's what resumes are for. So I'm thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, my resume is straight. Like, I just redid it in my business communications class, like, a few semesters ago. Like, I got this, like, oh yes, blah, blah, blue, blah, 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 blah. Y'all, let me tell you what happened. She wanted us to print it off and turn it in. So my friend had to go ask her a question. So I was waiting with my friend, and while I went up there, like, well, my friend went up there, turned her resume in, and then I turned my resume in after my friend. So it was sitting on top, and my friend was like, oh, I have to ask her a question. And me and my friend had the same next class too. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait with you so we can walk together. So I was standing there, and she was talking to another student, and the guy was like, oh yeah, like, how are we supposed to do something and blah, blah, blah about the resume. Y'all, why did she pick up the first resume on the stack, which is mine? Because I had just sat it down, right? She was like, well, this is a terrible resume. This is horrible. Like, this right here is a terrible example, and you shouldn't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just looking at her like, oh, okay, tell me how you really felt. Now, y'all know I don't like disrespectful people, okay? And I personally feel like that was really, not only was it disrespectful, but it was unprofessional. Why are you showing another student's resume and explaining how terrible it was, and it's an example of what not to follow? And after she was done talking to him, right? And my friend, she was just kind of standing there like, ugh. And so I was looking at her, and I was just like, okay, well, my resume is trash apparently, so okay. And so she looked at me and she's like, I'm sorry. And y'all, ma'am, first of all, you literally just dogged out my resume. You gonna look at me and give me this very unsincere sorry? Huh? I was over it after that, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch out for her because I don't know if I'm feeling this vibe. So pretty much after that, I get like super duper self-conscious about my resume, which, I mean, obviously I had a reason to be, because literally, like, my professor, who's supposed to be this corporate lady, professional and all that, had all these terrible things to say about my resume and how everything on it was done wrong. And I was very confused because in my other class that I had taken before that to review over my resume and everything. I got it approved from the career counselor. Like, it was correct in their eyes. So I was very, like, I was genuinely, like, confused, and I really wanted some help. I was like, sheesh, like, is it that bad? Like, I was talking to my coworkers at work about it. I was like, y'all, my professor said pretty much my resume was trash. Like, that's what she said. And like, is it really that bad? And blah, blah, blah. And they was like, well, no, it's not that bad. And da, da, da. I mean, it depends on what job you're going for. I was like, okay, well, can somebody help me? Because that's what I want help with. And so she said that she was still reviewing resumes like over the rest of the semester. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just have her help me, since, you know, she's the one who gave it not even criticism. It was trash. I emailed her and I was like, oh, I would like help with my resume or whatever. And she was like, oh, just bring a print out copy of it to me. And I was like, okay, cool. So I printed out a copy of it and I take it to her and I'm like, hi, can you just, like, you know, review this for me and blah, blah, blah. I was gonna give it to her so she could keep it. That was the whole point of me printing it out, right? And she was like, you need to fix this, and this. And she handed it back to me. And I was like, okay. I was like, also, is there a way for me to just, like, email it to you? Because printing it is kind of a hassle for me because I don't have a printer. So, like, it really was a hassle. I would have to get to the library and wait in line, do this. And she was like, I have over 1,000 students, so I don't have time to read emails with people's resume. And I get a bunch of resumes sent to me. And I was just like, okay. So, first of all, she didn't write what she told me to fix on my resume down. I literally had to, like, improvise and try to remember what she said to put. And then she was like, oh, put it in my template because my template is correct. She was like one of those people that made it seem like her way or the highway. Like, if it was not in the format that she wanted it in, like the format that she provided us with, it was wrong. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I can't do this. I was just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to have to leave my resume how it is because I didn't think it was that bad. She was making it seem like it was absolute trash and I was never going to get a job anywhere. And I was just like, bro, like, I don't know what to do because you're not helping me. So that was incident number one. It just... disrespectful. And, you know, I still feel some type of way about my resume. But we're not going to get into that. Anyways... So story number 2. So after the whole resume scenario, I was very cautious of her because I was just like, clearly, like, I just feel like she's not that professional and she likes things done her way. And if it's not done her way, then it's wrong. And that's not fair. So we had a group project. We got to choose our own group, and it was pretty much for like those little internship things that she says that we have that we put on our resume or whatever and blah, blah, blah. Me and my friend, we chose one other person to be in our group. A lot of people were doing social media marketing, which is kind of what I really wanted to do. But since so many people were doing it, we wanted to do something different. And we chose like something else because we had to like come up with a way to like get more people to come to our football games. So we come up with a lot of ideas. You know, I come up with the idea of like, oh, maybe like, you know how people do tailgates? I came up with the idea of like, okay, well, let's try and do like bring the tailgate but inside the stadium. So, you know, like have games, drinks, you know, food, stuff, something that's family friendly so everybody can do it and participate and have fun, and it still brings people to the stadium. You feel me? Like, I hope that made sense, y'all. Anyways, I'm saying that because it's relevant to the story. So that was my idea. And so we had to do a presentation on like, I don't know, we had to do so many presentations, and to me, if I'm being honest, they all seemed like they was the same thing, but we had to present our ideas, and then we had to present our ideas again, and like, I guess as we went on, they had to have more detail. Shoot, I don't know. Anyways, so we presented that idea, and we presented a few more ideas as well that my other 2 group members had came up with. So why did she single-handedly pretty much say that my idea was not good? She was like, I mean, it's just something that they've seen before, you know, it wasn't really all that. So, you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, I feel like it just needs more. You might want to come up with something else or just like get rid of it pretty much. It's low-key what she said. And I was just like, okay, you know, I thought it was a great idea, but whatever. Because who listens to Naimah? nobody. Fast forward, we're presenting again, and she still doesn't like the idea because we kept it. I tweaked it a little bit. She still didn't like it. We added a new idea in, and it was from our group member, because me and my friend, let me call my friend, I don't know, Pillow. Me and Pillow, like, we was cool, and our other group member, Blanket, Blanket, he barely answered his phone. He was just not really a good communicating group member, but like he would always do work like last minute and then try to switch stuff up last minute and everything like that. And so he had thrown in her idea, and we let him present it because it was his idea, and she loved it. She was raving about it, and we was like, oh, okay, well, shoot, cool. Like I said, as this project is going on, eventually because we had to go talk to her because we was like, he's not really answering the phone, and it's making it difficult for us to communicate with him and do projects and stuff. And so she was like, well, personally, it might be best to just go ahead and just like exit him out of the group, because you could do that, you might want to do it before stuff starts getting tough. And I was like, well, maybe we should just do it. So, we broke it off with him. And why? He was like, oh, okay, but I'm taking my idea. Which, of course, okay, cool, that's fine, because that's your idea. And he was like, I'm also taking the games and stuff before the games, the drinks and food and stuff before the actual football game, because that was my idea too. And I had to text my friend outside of the little group chat. I was like, bro, I came up with that, right? Like, I'm not tripping. She was like, yeah, you did. I was like, I'm gonna just let him have it. I let him have it because she said, Professor Lamp, has said that the idea pretty much wasn't good. No, we should scrap it anyway. That's why I let him have it. I was like, he could just go ahead and take it. It's fine. Me and her will just come up with something else. Y'all, why the next round of presentations when he went, right? And he presented my freaking idea. She's like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I love it. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Everybody should be like, what did I name him? Blanket. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, but when I presented the idea, it was a problem. It wasn't a good idea. My resume is trash. Anyway, so I was just like, okay. So then as the semester went on, pretty much like I just started to realize that she just genuinely wasn't a good professor, because like a lot of the presentations were very repetitive, but she kept saying that they were different, but they were repetitive, but they were different. So it was like we were all very confused. She would talk to us as if we already knew certain things. Like she would be like, oh, you should have learned this in your like early marketing class or whatever, your like intro marketing class. And we was like, we didn't learn that. Well, you should have learned it and blah blah blah. And we was just like, no. And like I remember one day, like the class literally spent a whole day not necessarily going in on her, but everybody was asking her like questions. And a lot of people, like there was people like legit raising their hand saying, ma'am, I think that you just need to take a day and like explain it or something, because nobody in here understands. She was like, I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but from what I know, my group were confused and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize that you guys didn't know what these things were. Oh my gosh. It was just, y'all, she was just really obnoxious. Like, it was just really bad. The whole thing was so bad. And she also played favorites a lot too. Like, if you were one of her favorite students, you ask her a question, she has like a beautiful answer for you. If you were one of the students that she didn't like, aka me, it was just kind of like she gives you this BS answer and you're like, bro, I don't understand what you said, and she gets an attitude with you. But pretty much throughout the end, like throughout the rest of the semester, she like would brag about Blanket. Like literally every single chance that she got, Blanket could do no wrong. She was like, his project's perfect, you guys need to be more like Blanket. And at this point she talked to the whole class, and I felt like she was low-key throwing shade at me and my group member, because it made me and Pillow look bad, because it was like we kicked him out of our group because he wasn't replying to us and he wasn't doing work. And then like all of a sudden he's flourishing and whatnot, and it's just like, bro, like where was all this energy when we needed you to have this energy? I thought that I was gonna have 2 reasons, but this is reason number 3. I'm gonna tell y'all the 3rd reason, because I completely forgot about it up until I was explaining the whole favorites thing, and then it came back to me one day, because this was last semester, so we had switched to online due to COVID-19. So one day I had to email her because I was confused about something. So I was like, let me ask her, let me email her or whatever. So I emailed her, right? Why does sis reply back? And she was like, Naimah, why didn't you attend one of my Zoom sessions? Why are you just asking me now? Blah, 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 blah. Y'all, when I tell I was like, ma'am, I was not able to attend your Zoom session because I had another class at that time. Don't play me, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Bro, I was like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Because first of all, because she wasn't doing her Zoom sessions at the time that her class period was set. And yes, I'm getting low-key kind of heated thinking about it because that was so rude to me, bro. Like, who do you think you're talking to, bro? We are both grown women here. We are both grown. But she had her Zoom class meetings not at the scheduled class time. So literally, she had it at my class. Like, I had another class at the time that she was having her Zoom meetings. And that was the actual class time for that class. Like, she did not have it on the same day, and it was not at the same time that our usual class was. And she was mad because I didn't attend the Zoom session, and I was emailing her, asking her a question. Did she answer my question? No, she did not. She did not give me an actual answer. She gave me a BS answer, and ooh, I wish I could insert the screenshots. Y'all, it was, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. I actually went on a rant on Instagram about it. I think I put it on my close friends though. But y'all, look, it was just bad. It was so bad. The whole thing was so bad. And that's why I said she was one of the worst professors that I've ever had. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have more story times coming. I really do. And I know y'all probably like, where is this high school crush series that you've been talking about? I'm gonna get there, y'all. I haven't had time to plan it out. Correction, I have had time. Well, no, not really. I haven't really had time. No, I haven't. Anyways, that's besides the point. Making sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys have dealt with any like bad teachers, bad professors, bad bosses, anyway, whoever. Let's discuss in the comments about this disrespect that these people think that they can talk to people any type of way and call their resumes trash. I'm still hurt about that. Anyways, make sure you follow me on all my social media, which is at naimahrae. It's always in the description box down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
I want a chick that grind on a 9 to 5. Oh, she in them college books trying to get a rise. But tonight, I'm just trying to have a good time.